poor decision making as campaign finances start driving the process.
Great. I didn't know, Allegra or Don, any questions for David or Eric? No?
I can't hear him.
There's Don.
I guess I'd ask a quick question if I could.
Sure.
You've heard lots of the talk about foreign ownership, both, obviously you only speak for CMP, but both of our utilities. Do you understand why a number of Maine people appear to be concerned about that?
The reality is, Don, that the entire network has become globally owned. A lot of these solar projects are owned by companies from Germany and Italy and Austria and Ireland. So there's, and the fossil fuel plants are owned by companies from out of state as well. So there's no longer any Maine centric ownership. What we have going for us is a voice in the parent company, the benefit of their economic resources that can be used to improve our grid. For example, when I was head of Central Maine Power back in the 90s, we were lucky to spend $80 million a year on capital expenditures, both on distribution and on generation. Now we're spending over $225 million just on transmission and distribution to upgrade reliability. We never could have done that on our own. Same thing with cybersecurity, and in many other ways. The resources of a larger company are very helpful to us in carrying out our reliability and customer service missions.
All right.
So then I've got one follow-up, if I could.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then, you again, in the hearing, you heard, and you've heard before, lots of people complaining about reliability. Are those people simply wrong? I mean, it does appear that we have more frequent outages than we once did. Perhaps that's not true, but
no, they're not more frequent, but we do have outages. And that is a function largely of being in the country's most forested state. You know, these guys keep talking about Nebraska and what a great job they do. Well, they are the second least forested state in the country. So surprise, surprise, they don't have trees falling on the lines. Up here in Maine and northern New England, that's a real issue. We're the heaviest, the most heavily forested. But I got to point out that they say, well, they could do better with a government-owned utility. But the fact of the matter is, they're not doing better. Eastern Maine Electric Co-op, its counterparts in New Hampshire and Vermont, similarly forested, they're doing more poorly than we are. So where's the advantage for spending that $13 billion just to have the privilege of having somebody who's got a poorer track taking over?
And Don, I would just add, if careful examination of the data would show that, setting aside the impact of major storm events, the CMP's reliability metrics that we report regularly, both federally and to the state regulatory commission, have been pretty stable for a long time now. What has changed is the frequency and severity of severe storms, and this is a function of climate change. It's a reality we need to deal with. We have been, as David pointed out, increasing our spending annually on reliability-based investments, resiliency investments, to help safeguard the system against those severe storms. We're going to continue to push for additional spending. But our regulator, the Maine Public Utilities Commission, has to temper the benefits that additional investment will bring and balance it against the rate impacts that would also produce. So it's a careful balancing act. That's why we have a state regulatory commission to do that.
Thank you. I think Allegra may have left us. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to double check if there was, Don, if you had any other questions, or if we had been joined by somebody I just can't see.
No, I'm all set. I think one of our other folks is recording this for use, but I'm all set. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Don.
All right then. Yep, News Center is still recording, but it looks like channel 5 from Bangor had joined us and left. So we do have a press release out for anyone else who had questions, and thank you guys for your time.
Pleasure, as always. Thank
All
you,
right.
Catherine.
Thanks. Thank you, Ben.
Okay, so what do I?